Whew. Hello, everybody. Nice day. Today, I want to talk about. Uh, about mistakes in life. You see, we are living in a world where there are so many standards. Okay, just that it tells you when you're 5 or 6 years old, you're supposed to go to a school, and you're supposed to make friends. And as you're growing up, you're supposed to go to university or college, and if you fail that university, you're tagged with a name called dropout. Dropout does not sound good. Okay, nobody wants to sound like a dropout. It sounds like a failure. And there's people who said, "Oh, I didn't finish my high school." Well, I guess it is what it is. Then after graduation, you find a work. Maybe only 20% of the people finds a good job, and then 80% of people finds regular jobs. And then there's 20% of people, we call them elite or the higher class people. And the 80% general public, we call them general public. We call them middle class. You see how we categorize people in such a way that you don't live in such standard. But who set all these rules? Did God create all these rules when he created the world? I don't think so. I think the educational system was created maybe like 100 some years ago, and all these career or projections and all the stuff are all the artificial categorization, and it does not necessarily means that you have a happy life when you become an elite or the top 1%. So there's no standard, and we shouldn't live by standard. That means we shouldn't be worried about making so-called mistakes. With all the social medias nowadays, we see there's a lot of people's, we see a lot of people's life, and we post whatever that's good, whatever that's nice on social media to attract or to show off or to influence. But that caused anxieties. The anxieties that we might not be able to live that kind of life. We might just end up with a 9 to 5 for the rest of the 30 years. You see, I watch those traveling vlogs. People travel around the world. I want to travel around the world, but I don't have such privilege. I have things to do. But it doesn't make me a failure. It doesn't make my life a failure because I don't travel around the world. So that's what I mean. But sometimes we get this anxiety that we don't expect, we don't catch up with the lifestyle. Then we are tagged as a loser, or we're tagged as a failure. I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's true. So don't live a life that doesn't make a single mistake, because a life without mistakes are boring. It is a boring life if you have never made a mistake. You never went to a party. You never went to a nightclub. You never did things that's out of the way. You just lived a very, very ordinary life without having varieties. But at the end of the day, we're all going to die. We're all going to face God one day and show God our scorecard. This is, hey, God, this is what we did in my 80 years of life. I did this, I finished this school, I did this job, I helped these many people, or I tricked so many people. Uh, I have 5 children, I have whatever. You gotta hand in that scorecard to God. And what would your scorecard be? Is I think it's something that we really need to think about. Uh, like these standards or these things that we used to believe is the the model, but are they really the model? Are they really? I have had friends in my life. I have truly seen this. Just friends in my life who actually never made a single mistake. Uh, they tried really hard, since the beginning of their life. They picked the right elementary school, right middle school, right high school, then elite university, and then top, I would say like top 5 university, and then ended up in the PhD. And then when they get a job, they work in the most advanced industry as a very in the role that has a lot of potential in the future. Just everything seemed perfect, you know. I have seen it. I really have seen it. I'm shocked by that. Uh, but I also noticed that if you ask me to live that life, I would refuse it because there was no dating. Okay, that means you don't get a chance to understand another gender. Or even though you dated somebody, how deep can you feel others? How well can you understand your partner? How much are you willing to contribute for your partner? And also, there has not been a lot of entertainment. Uh, they have never had a single addiction in life. They have never failed anything in life. They don't know how fail feels like. That's a big loss. Like I don't know. I feel like everybody, needs to fail sometime in life. Just to know how it feels like. Because if you don't know how fail feels like, you don't know how success feels like. But it's just it never fails in life. No entertainment, not a mistake. Um at this point, you know, they are eventually now at this point I'm about like 30, I'm 30 years old, and the people I see whenever mistake, we live about the same age. They're around 30, 31. Uh, Now their struggle has shown up because as time moves on, your degree does not mean like the value of your university degree are slowly fading away, and your people skills start taking into the major place. And also, we all have technical skills, but as you know, AI is coming up. It's replacing a lot of technical jobs. So now their struggle starts showing up. I remember one of my friend. He is one of those guys. He's working in Apple. Um, Very good guy, nice person, absolutely one of my best friend. Never dated anybody in his whole life. Never, like not a single girlfriend. He's an Asian guy, but not a single girlfriend in his whole life. And then finally, there's one time he finally he dated one girl, and he said this is a good girl. She's nice. She has a good family, well educated. I think she's the one. I was like, okay, let me see the girl. Let's meet up with the girl. Then I went to see the girl. Uh, she's nice, everything. But I just have this very subtle feeling that she doesn't love him. She likes him because he works for Apple. He is a engineer in a leading industry, and she is that's what she is pursuing. But like, I do see that this is something weird to me. So I didn't say much. I just, I moved on from it. And after the dinner, I was like, I feel bad for my friend. Like he wants to commit to a person who doesn't love him. Another person who is also pursuing titles and elite status. I don't know how to tell him. It's not like I don't want to tell my friend, oh, you don't tell your friend, you're not being truthful. It's just that, he really find this girl a good match. And I don't want to hurt his feeling by telling him that the girl doesn't love him. And and the girl didn't do anything. I don't know where to start to tell him the girl didn't do anything. Uh it's just that I just know it, but he doesn't know it. I guess that's something he will have to learn, is the struggle that he would have to go through. All I can do is just to support him if there's any trouble. That's his life, not mine. So I don't think I should interfere too much. I'm not in the position where I can judge anybody's relationship. It's just that that's what I see, and it was pretty obvious. Um, Anyways, so I guess we don't make mistakes. Um, that's a huge mistake. So accept mistakes and learn from mistakes, and grow from mistakes, and just don't anxious about making a mistake. We make so many mistakes in our life. We're gonna make so many mistakes in our lives. When we make a mistake, acknowledge it. Just tell people that, hey, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. I will fix it for you. I'll make it right. My apologies. Please be patient with me. Okay, 99% of people are okay with that if you just tell them that you made a mistake. But oftentimes I see people, when they try to cover it up when a mistake. They make excuses. They say, "Oh, it's something else. It's not my mistake. Something in the system happened. Something that caused this thing. It's not my mistake. It was your mistake. Just admit it, and it's fine." And then when you find excuses, okay, when people realize that you're finding excuses, um, it will be even worse. So I guess in this video, I really want to just talk about mistakes, and I hope it can help people to understand what makes the mistakes are and how do we handle mistakes. And don't feel bad about making a mistake. It's completely okay. I guess this is pretty much what I want to talk about today. It's a very nice weather outside, guys, and I guess I just want to add a little bit more to this video. Um, I recently find that coming outdoor has been very helpful to my mental health. It just, and also if I'm recording when I'm telling people my thoughts, it helps me with uh, my balance. Um, it's nice to have a way to express my thoughts and to people, and just sharing things that I don't usually share with everybody around me. But I think YouTube or social media is a great way for me to put my thoughts out there, and I'm grateful for this. And I like to say that if you um, have thoughts about things, about the topic, feel free to comment, and I wanna talk to you guys as well. I know there's not a lot of people watching, but if you are watching, um, talk to me. You know, let's have we can chat about it. Let me know what you think. Maybe you disagree with me. That's okay. That's okay. You don't have to agree with me on everything, and I'm not perfect. I don't know everything. You know, I'm just saying my thoughts. I'm no expert in any field. I'm just sharing my thoughts. Thank you.